So if I go through this circuit, and starting the modes of operation, let us say the first part is 0 to T1, means this is 0, this is T1, omega 0, T1 means considering this omega 0 is the resonance frequency. During this, what you see, T1 is on, means this we divide to T1, IL is rising, see, IL is rising about VC, VC is also rising, so current is flowing through this capacitor is getting charged, this diode is naturally forward biased, so mode of IL, and that comes to I0 flowing through this resistance. This completes the circuit and goes to B. This is what is happening in mode 1, means see the circuit, point A, considering this T1 is on, then LR means inductance, CR, this capacitance, B dash, this diode is forward biased, so goes to R, voltage across R is nothing but V0, then this goes to B, so this diode has to be forward biased, and this B is connected to this. This is operation 1. Okay. So what happens in part 2? Now D plus conducts. D plus means this diode conducts. So what happens? Point A, D is forward biased. So see, LR and CR means inductor current goes negative, and from this point onwards capacitor starts discharging. This capacitor discharge in this direction. So inductor current IL goes negative. See, this is how it's in this direction, and up to this point of time this current reduced to 0, means inductor discharge or deliver its energy, and this goes to V by 2, means point B and to negative of this. This is part 2, or let us say mode 2 of the circuit. During this period, none of the switch is on. Means initially T plus was on, then T plus was on. Now none of the switch is on. So when no switch is on, circuit is not completed. What is happening? See, VC is maintaining its charge as it is, means capacitor is maintaining the charge. There is no current through the circuit. So this falls under typical discontinuous mode of the operation. See, means during this period, as there is no conduction, it comes to discontinuous mode. And for this, you know that the frequency, operating frequency of this circuit, F0 or omega 0, is below half of the resonance frequency. So here resonance won't occur, remember. So now after this, I switched on or gave a trigger pulse to T minus, and T minus is switched on. When T minus is switched on, naturally the flow of current will be point A, T minus, then LR and CR, means in this direction only, and V0 is negative, means this point is, this cathode is negative maximum, than this point in the circuit. So the current flow will be this, and in a negative direction, this inductor and capacitors are releasing their energy. So you see this, observe this carefully. This goes negative. This is IL, negative maximum, and again regaining to 0. This mode A LRCR B dash V0, but see, check the direction, it's negative. So minus V0 and the current flows from this. Means Vd by 2 of this. This is the most positive point in this circuit. Which one? That is B. B is the most positive point in this circuit now. Means this is the most positive point in the circuit and current flows in a negative direction. Is it? So after T minus, uh, means after T is getting switched off, D minus will start conducting. This diode will start conducting. At this point, note that this capacitor voltage is at its maximum negative charge. This one. Inductor current is 0. So inductor current IL will start flow in this direction and see how it works. A, LR and CR. This D along with D plus, this diode, let's say S1 will conduct. IL, voltage is in positive direction. Then naturally this diode will conduct. And this will go to plus Vd by 2 at this point. This is how the circuit will get connected. Means this, then this will be positive and will go to. So this will be D minus conducting in the circuit. Means we do have 4 modes of operation from 0 to T1. Means during this period, T plus conducts. From T1 to T2, means during this period, current in T1 is reversing the direction. The current flows through D1 and back to the supply source. Means this is nothing but effectively regeneration. From T2 to T3, means during this period, all switches are turned off. None is in conduction. So a discontinuous conduction mode. From T3 to T4, this T2 or T minus conducts. From T4 to T5, current in T2 will reverse the direction and current is flowing through T2, this, and back to the supply source. This is how this one cycle is getting completed. And remember, when these both switches are turned on, they are at 0 current. Let's see, T. This is at 0 current. T minus. This is at 0 current. Means T goes from 0 to positive maximum. T minus goes from 0 to negative maximum. But at point of start, both are at 0 current. And if you see the turn off condition, at turn off, at T plus turn off, current is 0 and voltage across load V0. This is VC, capacitor voltage is at peak, and the voltage across load means this is near to 0. Similarly, when T minus turn on, current was 0, goes to negative maximum and again goes back to 0. Means when inductor current is near to 0, this circuit is under resonance and this voltage is 0. Means while turning off for T1 and T2, both switches are under ZC and ZB condition. Means turn on is 0 current and turn off is 0 voltage and 0 current. So let's consider this circuit for a frequency above half of the resonance frequency and below resonance, means where W0 is 50% of or greater than 50% of WR, but less than WR. So naturally, as this frequency is increased, we may enter into continuous current conduction. So the same circuit, same four modes, T plus T minus conducts, T plus T minus conducts. But here, the note has to be taken about that there is no band where no switch is on. Either of the switch is turned on. So from 0 to T1, this LR transfers from T2 to T1, means electric current. When T1 is switched on, the finite switch current and voltage are present, but because we are not having a dead band. So there will be some turn on switching loss. From T1 to T2, means during this period, this D1 is conducting and T1 is turned off at zero voltage and zero current switching. Means at T1, we are getting a resonating condition. You might have studied class A commutation in inverters. So this is typically a class A type of the commutation. Means this thyristor or a switch die out of starvation because there is no current flowing as resonance is occurring. So as at this point current is minimum, so the switch has to turned off because there is no current path ahead. From T1 to T2, T1 is conducting that discussed and T1 is turned off. From T2 to T3, this period, T2 is switched on and finite switch with finite switch current and voltage. See, at this point it is getting turned on, means finite switch current is there. At the same point, if I check, we see that some finite voltage. So finite voltage across, it means at a load. Okay. So at T3, this point, T2 will be turned off. Why? Because this inductor current or load current is going to zero from negative maximum, and T2 is turned off slowly, and this T2 will conduct until, means this switch will be turned off, but this diode will keep on conducting. Means this diode has turned on at this point before this, and during this period they cross over, means T and D both are conducting, and then this D2 to core and conducts till this point. At the point when this IL is at its peak, then naturally this D minus will give this point when T1 is turned on. Means this point is nothing but this point, and T1 is turned on, and again the cycle gets repeated. So when T plus was on, circuit was A, LRCR, V0 in the positive direction and goes to B, and this V divide. When D plus was turned on, this D plus is showing the current, this VD by 2, LRCR, but the current is flowing in the negative direction like this. When T minus is turned on, this A is at some point which is pushing this forward because this voltage is more negative. This voltage is more negative than this. So this is negative, and current is flowing from this point, this negative direction, to this, means minus V0 CL and V divided minus V divided. So this will be the path of the current in the negative direction. And here, when D minus conducts, this diode conducts this VD by 2, then D minus, means this point is more positive. So this is the most positive point, D LRCR in the circuit. see this D is conducting, IL was negative, it is going less negative, and it starts, means this current flows in this direction. So V0 is positive. Means whenever T plus and D minus are conducting, T plus and D minus are conducting, V0 is positive. Whenever T minus and D plus and T minus are conducting, voltages are negative. See, so these are, sorry, currents are negative, and even the V0 is negative. This is how it operates during the one cycle, and this frequency is above half of the resonance frequency but less than the resonance frequency. This is continuous mode operation, and there is no state that when switch gets time to. Now consider that we keep on increasing the frequency, and frequency is increased beyond the resonance. Means before resonance occurs, one cycle gets completed. Same circuit. Now you see the waveforms, they are more compact. Same when T plus took over, the the current was still zero currents. Switching is assumed, so current is taking from zero to maximum through this path. Okay, means Vd plus Lc, V0 and B. This is T plus is conducting. At the time, Vc is going from negative maximum to, V0 is going from negative maximum to 0. When D minus conducts after T plus, D minus conducts, at the point, see, at the point it for V0 had some potential, IL has some value. So turn on is at zero current, but turn off is neither at zero current nor at zero voltage. So during D minus conducts, V0 goes to 0, and sorry, I0 goes to 0, and V0 is rising during mode 2, and direction is still positive. When T minus conduct starts, then at this point this Vd by 2 is most negative, so this will conduct in opposite direction, and this voltage is a reversed one, like this. This will be the V point when T minus conducts. So see, the current is negative, IL current goes to negative max and starts recovering. V0 is falling from its maximum to 0 and even goes negative. Means when T minus was conducting, V0 goes from peak to almost to negative. But during the process, D plus takes to core the conduction, and when D plus to core the conduction, direction remains same, voltage goes more and more negative, but current starts decaying as it is releasing the energy, and it goes to 0 at end of a cycle. So in this, from 0 to T1, LR transfers from D1 to T1. T1 is switched on with 0 current and 0 voltage, because V0 was below 0 at that point. At T1, T1 is switched off with finite voltage and current. At this point, see, some finite voltage and finite current. From T1 to T2, D2 conducts, means this T minus. From T2 to T3, this T2 is means negative, T minus is switched on. At that point, when T minus is switched on, the current is 0, but with some finite V0, means at some voltage. And at T3, when T2 is switched off, means this point, it transfers its currents to D plus, this, but when it transfers the current, there was some voltage across and some current, means there is finite current switching and finite voltage switching. This is not zero voltage, zero current switching. Means while turning on, zero voltage, zero current switching is ensured. While turning off, it cannot be ensured. So as these switches are turned on and turned on at ZVS condition, we can add snubber capacitors across this lossless networks in order to protect them against uh, highest dV by dt occurring at the moment. So if we want to summarize these characteristics at different omega zeros, different operating frequencies with respect to resonance frequency, we can see below 0.5 means frequency below 50% of the resonance frequency, it was in a discontinuous mode as we discussed. Above 0.5 to 1, it is in continuous conduction, and above resonance frequency, it is also in a continuous conduction, rather it enters into ring. Another point we can see that I0 in discontinuous conduction was finite below its rated value. In continuous conduction, it rises, it is twice, and so on and so forth. It keeps on rising. You can get heavy load currents. But here, your V0 is 0.4, and here it is 0.9. Means the most suitable area of operation is 0.75 to 1.25. Means the suitable area for operation where you get the max V0 and I0 at higher levels twice, 4 times, 6 times is during this period. Means the better operating characteristics can be obtained during 0.8, I say, to 1.2. So the output current is a function of operating frequency, and this can be checked out for various output voltage values. And this is what normalized steady state analysis for any SLR resonant converter. So this tells us that how to select a resonance frequency, means in effect how to select a value of L and R. It depends on your load characteristics, your load switching frequency, determine value of L and R, and see that your circuit will operate in this range. This is the desirable range of circuit operation. Okay. So your selections play major important role in this. So if I want to build a circuit and a prototype using HV and LV circuit, then what to do? This is typical diagram for building the SLR DC to DC converters, where this is error signal, back signal, reference which generates error signal, which is used to drive the gates of the power switches, means T1 and T2 or T plus and T minus. This gives us gain and compensation. VCO, pass this to VCO and get a switching frequency for SLR DC to DC converter. And this SLR DC to DC converter means typical power circuit of the complete setup, which involves power switches, LR and CR. So what we get is a V0 from this. This is how we typically build the SLR circuits. So in order to ensure zero voltage and zero current switching, what it is, this resonant switch is basically a circuit component, as we discussed in SLR, composed of this switch and the LRC. if I want to build a zero current switch, I am building this is switch. Let us consider this is T plus or T minus whatever. This is diode across the switch. LR and CR is the resonating element. Then, if you want a unidirectional current LR connected in series with this switch, resonate in positive half cycle only under this condition. This is typically a half wave mode. This diode is connected in anti-parallel. When this diode is connected in anti-parallel, this ensures that when this switch is turned off and this point is more positive, then the, this diode is getting forward biased, and this can be in a bidirectional or a full wave. If we consider the zero voltage switching, then say capacitor C is connected in parallel with switch S now. And this was switch S, and this is capacitor connected in parallel. So that voltage across CR, this capacitor can oscillate freely in full cycle, because when this is turned on, this will flow through this LR and this capacitor will charge. When this is not on, this diode will ensure the current. So this will be in parallel and give direction. So this capacitor ensures that it will be a full wave operation, but this diode clamps the capacitor voltage, because whenever this capacitor voltage in negative direction increases beyond the new voltage of the diode, diode will start conducting and capacitor voltage is maintained in the negative direction. So this is what about zero voltage and zero current switching, also referred as a soft switching. Means what to do whenever you want a zero voltage switching, clamp a diode to capacitor so that current voltage will not go negative. When you want zero current switching, have this capacitor, if you want a full wave operation, across the entire combination of switch and LR, so that this can go to this terminal. This diode will conduct in negative direction, and this diode and this inductor will be now in parallel with CR. So this won't clamp the voltage of this particular CR, charge voltage of this particular CR, and it can have its full swing in the zero current switch. But in zero current switch, what happens whenever this diode is connected in anti-parallel, whenever this inductor is doing stored energy and this switch is off, this diode will immediately conduct and allow this inductor to store energy. Means this gives a path for the stored energy for the inductor and ensure that current at the switching instance will be near to zero, very near. This is what the very basics for ZCS and ZVS. ZVS and ZCS and their deployment in resonant converter itself is another topic for discussion, but our scope is restricted to just concept of ZVS and ZCS. That's all for resonant converters and their complete analysis.